Alright, so welcome to NoFap Day 146, or in fact, that was yesterday, but I failed to make a video yesterday, so I'm making it now. I didn't do my usual vlogs because, if I'm being honest, I just slept really poorly last night. I had a fuck ton of urges. Like, I just woke up with a fucking rock hard, like, not even a, you say a morning wood, right? I had a fucking morning steel, morning titanium, bro. But not in the morning, but rather, like, at 11, 12, what, like, it was it was really intense because testosterone production is it peaks like heavily during nighttime, and so yeah, I had a lot I had a lot of fucking urges last night. It wasn't even to fap really. It wasn't like I wasn't never close to like fucking touching my willy and that stuff, but it was more just sexual urges, and in general, like the urge to have sex rather than the urge to fap, if you get what I mean by that. Which I'm actually really proud to say that I've come to that point. To be fair, I did come to that point a while back, like 3 months back, I would say, where my association between these urges and the activity of fapping, like it's been severed, it's been disassociated, right? My brain just doesn't make that association, and which is a really good place to be in, I think, because I think these urges are natural. I don't think they are to be frowned upon. They're very natural, and so, but I did sort of indulge in the urges because I wake up randomly during the night and I have a bunch of thoughts. You know what kind of thoughts I had, like those kinds of thoughts, fucking like disgusting, like nasty, fucking vulgar scenes, like some primal shit. And I made a huge mistake. I indulged in them. I kept thinking about them. I kept meditating on them, which is unacceptable, right? Because at nighttime I want to sleep, and I don't want to have those kinds of thoughts because I want to relax, right? And I'm not fucking relaxing when I'm thinking about that stuff. And so I'm laying there in bed. I have my fucking dick's rock hard. It's steel, bro. It's nighttime steel, midnight steel, bro. Midnight titanium, midnight iron. And it feels like, I don't know if you can relate to this, bro, but it's like when you're in bed and you have a fucking massive boner. It's kind of like, for me at least, because I lay on my side when I sleep, it's like my fucking willy is pressed into the blanket, and it sort of creates this sensation. And yeah, I was in bed, I had a lot of urges, and I kept thinking about that kind of stuff, and at some point I felt the nut feeling, the orgasm feeling, which is obviously not good because semen retention in and of itself, even if you're not fapping, is hugely beneficial for a lot of things. Which is why, by the way, the modern world wants you to spray your seed all the time because it lowers your strength, it lowers your testosterone, it lowers your vitality, and like a bunch of stuff, And so, yeah, I obviously didn't relapse on NoFap, but I indulged in the urges, in some sense, which is unacceptable, of course. I'm very embarrassed and ashamed to have to admit this, but I have to tell the truth. And I slept really poorly last night. I went to sleep maybe at 2 a.m. Obviously, I went to bed at my normal like 9 p.m. But then I woke up at like 11:30, something like that, probably close to 11 to be honest. And yeah, I slept really poorly, and I woke up late because if you have watched the previous episodes, you'll know that I go to the gym in the morning before school, and so I just slept in. I was fucking tired. And I just slept in and went to school, and then when I came back home, I didn't really do that much because I was very sleep deprived, and I just wanted to get back on the normal schedule, and my eating routine was messed up, so I wanted to get some more food, but then that took time away from other things. So basically, I was off my normal routine yesterday, which is absolutely unacceptable. Of course, I will not be continuing with that behavior, because our future is on the line, and I will not risk that stuff. Because the biggest risk you can take in life is to live a life that when you are on your deathbed, you'll regret. And so I just refuse to do that. And yeah, man, looking forward to getting the fuck back on the routine. This is NoFap Day 147 today, and today I've been not flawless, of course, but I've been sticking to the routine very well. Went to the gym, did the normal stuff, right? And so, yeah, that's it, man. If you have if you maybe not even relapse, but if you just you're in bed at nighttime, for example. At least for me, that's the most common occurrence when I'm in bed, right? Because it's the perfect environment for sex, right? You're basically naked in a fucking like dark, cozy environment. And so yeah, if you have like these kinds of similar, I don't know if struggles is the right word, but maybe struggles is, then at least for me, this is what I'm doing. I'm just making sure that I meditate, which means just think about some other stuff, like specifically before I fall asleep, when I've turned the lights off. Because for me at least, when I think about that stuff a bit more casually, like just before falling asleep, like when I'm in bed at 9 p.m. and I want to fall asleep, and I think about that stuff, I will naturally, or like my body functions this way, it seems, I will like have a much bigger tendency of waking up randomly in the middle of the night with those kinds of thoughts, and by extension urges. So basically, for me, when I don't think about anything sexual, after shutting the lights off after 9 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever, then I'm much less likely to get these sorts of things like to come up. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. And one specific thing that I'm doing, that I have done for a while, but that I want to step up and get more consistent in, is to read a chapter of my favorite book series that I've read since 5th grade. I absolutely love it before bed, because it puts my brain in a really nice sort of high frequency state. Like I will never ever come close to fapping or even thinking about anything like sexual and that kind of stuff when I've read it, because it's so wholesome to me. It's so dear to me, so near my heart. And yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. And maybe take some inspiration from that if you're dealing with some similar things. And so yeah, bro, that's kind of all I got for today. Man, look at this sunset, bro. Come on. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. God bless. Stay on the grind. Keeping a light in the mist. Remember who you are. And I will catch you in the next one, bro. See you.